How's it going, everyone? Jem here. So today I would like to talk about one of my favorite commander decks that I've ever built and played. This deck will be an overview of how I built the deck, what the deck does, and some tips in case you ever want to try something similar yourself. I don't have a script or anything, so hopefully there'll be very little rambling, but who knows. So, how this deck came to be was really thanks to this card, Lifetime Pass Holder. So, Unfinity is one of my favorite sets of all time. The aesthetic is very fun to me. The mechanics are also very fun to me. It's funny, it's goofy, it's a little bit uh, off the rails, I guess. But anyway, so I really wanted to play with some Unfinity cards. So I picked up this Lifetime Pass Holder for my Verena Lich Queen Zombies deck. My reasoning being that it was a 1-mana zombie that could come back from the graveyard sometimes. And as I began to play with it, I realized that the attraction mechanic was just something that was very fun. I enjoyed rolling the die, seeing what happened, and having my opponents read my cards and be kind of confused as to why I was playing this. And I just thought to myself, why don't I just build a whole deck around this? So that's what I went and did. I knew I wanted to play this card because it was what got me hooked in the attraction mechanic in the first place, so I had to have black in the deck. And the most popular attraction commander with black is the Most Dangerous Gamer. But the issue I had with the Most Dangerous Gamer is that I didn't like it. The abilities simply just weren't that interesting to me. And there's only one attraction that's legal in Commander that you can claim the prize of. So, instead, I went with DK, Finder of the Lost, as my commander. So now that I'd picked the commander, I had to decide what I was going to do to make the deck really work. And what ended up happening is I went through each of DK's abilities and tried to build something to synergize around them. And what I found was that trying to build around her three die rolling triggers is very, very hard. Because none of them are particularly strong, and you cannot count on getting any of them consistently. So instead, what I ended up doing was building a deck that synergized with her ETB trigger. I built a flicker and clone deck. Flickering and cloning just to open as many attractions as possible. In fact, this deck can open so many attractions that my attraction deck is twice the size of the minimum required attraction deck size, just so I can have more attractions to open. Another one of the benefits of the deck being Dimir is that you can play all of the best attraction openers, like Discourtesy Clerk and Monitor, as well as all of the best attraction synergy cards, like Line Cutter, Night Shift of the Living Dead, and Black Hole. The deck also builds off the fact that attractions are artifacts, and can do things such as improvise, cards like Word of Invention and Universal Surveillance, draw cards with Shimmer Dragon, make Urza Lord High Artificer tokens bigger, and win the game off the back of Cyberdrive Awakener or Rise and Shine. And the funniest part is, this deck does win games. As I've shown you before, things like a well-timed Cyberdrive Awakener or Rise and Shine can just completely overwhelm an opponent that's not ready for it. I've had games where I've had 13 or 14 attractions and Rise and Shine and killed everyone. Um, it's just something you really don't expect, and it's just so fun to have those moments where you pull off the most unexpected win against players who just haven't played against this kind of deck before. It's really an enlightening moment, I think, where you're like, this kind of weird, crazy deck idea can actually work. But the deck does, of course, have its downsides. Because attractions don't go to the regular graveyard, they are impossible to recur if you lose them. Things like Vandal Blast can just completely break the deck's back and be impossible to recover from if most of your attraction deck is on the battlefield. So, yeah, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about my silly attraction deck. And I hope that if you want to build your own silly attraction deck, that this video is helpful and informative. This is, of course, my first video like this, so I can only get better. And I do have more planned for the future, with more decks that I've put together. So anyway, thanks for sticking around, and I hope you have a great day.